G'day, Heath here from pickinglessons.com. Old Grimes, flat picking on the guitar. This is a great tune. We're in the key of D. We've got two parts. In a moment, we're going to take a look at part A of this arrangement here in this video. But if you head to pickinglessons.com, you'll grab yourself a copy of the tablature for the complete arrangement in the member section there. We'll also break down the lesson for part B, and you'll have a play along and backing tracks there once you get to know the tune to help you out. Now, we're in the key of D, and we're going to approach this arrangement without a capo, so we're not going to play in C shapes, capoed up at 2, like we perhaps do for some D tunes. We're going to play this one out of D. So no capo, looking at those chords in the progression, you see we've got the D, the A, the B minor, the G, you know, so we're in the key of D, open position. It works really well for this tune, yeah? So we're not really going to be struggling at all. We've got some nice moments to work on, and we'll break those down as we go. We're playing in position 2, and that just means basically our first finger is going to be at the 2nd fret there. And later on in the tune, in part B, we do head up the neck, but initially this A section is all in this 2nd position. So kicking it off, we've got this nice movement back and forth on that 4th string. We're going to count it in 4 as we learn it, but you're going to feel it in cut time once you progress up to the tempo. So counting in 4, that pickup note is on beat 4. So 2, 3, 4, and 1. So a hammer on there from the A to the B, downstroke. Picking is always going to be following the 8th notes down, up, and down on the quarters. So keep that in mind. So hammer on that 4th beat, 3, 4, and 1. Once we hit measure 1 quarter note, there's first beat of measure 2. Let's try that a couple of times from the pickup. 2, 3, 4, 1. One more time. 3, 4, 1. We'll add a little bit more in. So after that F sharp on fret 4, we've got the hammer on from the A into the B. That's a downstroke, then downstroke on the quarter note. One more time, beginning of measure 2. 3, 4. Okay, let's go from the beginning. We'll piece it together. Pick up beat 4. 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, let's keep moving through. We're going to keep tacking a little bit more on each time as we go through this. So our 2 pickup notes into the next measure. So let's work on this part. We'll work through to the end of the 3rd bar initially. Now, these pickup notes, our 2nd finger, we're in 2nd position. So 2nd finger is going to be on fret 3. Let's just have a practice there. So from beat 4 through to beat 3 in measure 3. 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Notice that we're just rocking away with those 8th notes with the right hand. Down, up, down, up, down, up. Really make sure that you are doing that. It's very efficient, and it just works great for these flat picking tunes. A little bit more after that D. So we've got this arpeggio down from the B through the A and the F sharp there. Let's just have a practice from the end of measure 2 to that point. So 2, 3, beat 4. Alright, so before we move on, let's just try and take the first 3 measures together from the pickup. 2, 3, 4. First note in measure 4. Now go back and repeat this process as many times as you need to help you learn this tune. Chunking it up a little bit at a time, a little bit more, then bringing all that together is a really useful way of trying to learn, yeah? So do go through this and go back and practice it more yourself, but we're going to keep chunking it up as we go. So measure 4, and that gets us sort of through the first half of part A, and there's a little bit of a repeat to kick on next. So just measure 4 again. So from that E, first finger, hammer, First two beats, and 2 and. Second half, 3 and 4 and. All right, so measure 4, ready and. All right, now, just before we look at the second half, let's have a quick run through the first 4 measures. Pick up note, beat 4, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, beat 1 there of measure 5. So we have a little repeat. At this point here, measure 5 and 6, and almost 7 are the same as the beginning. On the end of that 7th measure, we're running down, there's a G chord in the progression and the melody fits to that G chord. So it's a G at the end of the measure, different to in measure 3 where it's the B minor and it has the F sharp. So the melody there in measure 7, the 8 of the G. Just one more time, ready and. Yeah, leading us onto the F sharp to begin measure 8. And we have this triplet slur. So we hammer on pull off in the second beat, the 3 notes, the triplet from the E to the F sharp. So 2 and then there's our third beat. 2 and 3. Hammer, flick, open. So the hammer on, make sure that's firm for a start, but once your third finger's there, give it a nice little pluck. That's what a pull off is. So we're not just lifting the finger away, give it a pluck. So hammer on, pull off, and that leads us to the open string in beat 3. So 2 and 3. All of measure 8, just in context, ready and. That hammer on at the end there is just like the pickup from the beginning. We do play this through twice. The second ending is going to be different, but that will lead us into part B. We'll worry about that in the next part of the lesson. So let's have a run through part A, and we'll just go through once, nice and slow. We'll string it all together. As you're practicing it, remember, break it down into chunks, and you might need to do this several times before you start to really remember it or get familiar with the tune. But it's a nice way of going about it. So we're going fairly quickly through this process, but take as much time as you need in your own practice. But let's run this whole part A. 1, 2, 3. Up to get back around again. So there we go, there's part A. All in that second position. It's a great, in this open D position, it's a really great way of approaching this tune. Some melodies work better out of the C position, capoed up to fret 2, but this one works great as a just open D position. In part B, we do move up the neck, but it all works really well. Yeah, it's not overly complicated, a bit more challenging because there's some movement involved. So, but it's not an overly fast tune. You don't want to play this one flat out. So bear that in mind. It wants to cruise along a little bit more, this one. It's got a nice feel to it. Now, pickandlessons.com, we will break down the remainder of this lesson for part B in the members section there, but you can just grab yourself a copy of the tablature as well. So pickandlessons.com, I'll see you there.